All right. Boom, boom, ding, ding, dong, bin, ding, dong, bin, dong, boom, dong, bin, dong, diddly dong, a ding, dong, diddly dong, a ding, dong, diddly dong, a ding, dong. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Underbelly, you know the drill. Okay, so today I thought we'd do something a little different, try recreating some sounds from some of your favorite songs so we could do a fun little exercise where we pull up a song that we know and love and speculate about how a certain sound or part is created. Of course, you guys can suggest songs for this. In fact, I'm relying on you guys to do so. Uh, so, um, yeah, I just thought it'd be a cool, fun exercise while you guys are thinking of songs to recreate. Um, check it out. I'm going to answer some Ask You B questions. All right, so do I play video games? What is my favorite um, Leisure Suit Larry? Have you ever felt pressured to produce a certain type of track that conforms to genre based on what people expect you to create? I know some artists have separate projects monikers for their different sounds. How would you approach it? Well, thankfully, nobody expects me to create any music. They just expect me to, make some lo-fi tutorials. So I'm pretty safe there. But if somebody did expect me to create anything, it damn well sure be Old Town Road covers, because that's really just what I'm doing for the rest of my career. It's just going to be Old Town Road covers by myself. That's my career. Next, hi UB. What do you think is the best approach for synth design? A solid understanding of fundamental techniques or creative experimentation, a mix of both? Um, I think you just answered your own questions. Probably a mix of both. um, yeah, just do whatever, man. I mean, don't even bother sound designing. Just use Splice. I mean, you're probably going to make a sound that's already been made, so why not just get a higher quality version of it on Splice? You feel me? What is the most underappreciated synth in your opinion? Squirrels actually make some pretty cool sounds. I feel like you could make some sick womps out of squirrel sounds. My water bottle is also pretty good. Okay. What do you think is one of the biggest pitfalls a beginner in music production might fall into? What is the most common myths that beginners often believe when they make music? Uh, shit. Biggest pitfalls. I guess the biggest pitfall is thinking that is probably just like downloading tens of thousands of samples from Splice and like then trying to actually make music out of it. Because what I see is just option paralysis. Like you have to choose a sound out of those 10,000, and you're like, fuck. Well, what do I even pick here? Um, so I'd just say that is the biggest pitfall, just having too many options, downloading too many plugins, and not taking the time to organize the cream of the crop there. What is the most common myths that beginners often believe when they make music? Fuck, dude. I don't know. What do you guys think? Um, you're not a man until you've had a man. Thoughts? Okay. Yo, UB, if I take a class with you, will I become music money rich and proper pop star? Yeah, so the class guarantees 1 million, 1 million of music money, rich, and you will also be Ariana Grande. If you take my class, you will be Ariana Grande. This is a guarantee. If you do not take my class, you will unfortunately also be Ariana Grande. So you might as well just take the class. Um, so the answer to your question is yes. Okay. All right. So I've Well, thankfully, Pat answered the question for me, so thank you, Pat. All right, so we got a lot of suggestions here. Odd Future, Virtual Riot, Pit Stop by Ash Zone, Option Paralysis, Max Cooper, Justice, Chris Lake, Fiac, Chord Stabs, Mi Mujer, Lord Acid Rain, Max Cooper, Horny, The Count, Cold Turkeys, Igor's Theme, Lorne Acid Rain. Oh, I guess so. I'm trying to see if there's more than one person suggesting the same song. So far I got Lorne, Acid Rain, Deadmau, Lord Acid Rain, Kickin' Wolf. We got Tyler the Creator. FK Twigs. Max Copper, Lord Acid. Okay, I'm just gonna do Lord Acid Rain because that sounds kind of cool. All right. So I'm just gonna create a new project. This is stupid. Lorne Acid Rain. Let's take a listen here. I hope this is doable. I'm probably gonna fuck it up. Shit. Alright. This is gonna be tough. Let's try it. So I'm gonna go ahead and download this. Maybe I'll just use Audio Hijack. That's probably the easiest way to make that happen. Hopefully it works. I'm just gonna rip the audio here. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So goodbye, Audio Hijacked. I'll just go ahead and pirate this real quick. I think there is a Max for Live device that allows you to download stuff directly from YouTube and sample it within Live. I need to get that. Max for Live YouTube. Can we make that happen? Max for Live YouTube downloader? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Nope. Alright. Lorne Acid Rain. So let me just go ahead and download this. Yeah, I'll probably be using Serum. Just kind of the standard nowadays, right? I feel like I already tried recreating this with a couple of patrons, but we'll try it again. Alrighty. So that's downloading. Let's bring it in. Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Alright. So what I'm doing here is, first off, I've just put the song inside Alive, and then I move the play marker to the first downbeat, the first obvious downbeat. It's a little hard to tell with this song, but I move it to that first downbeat, which is usually the first big kick that you hear. Something like that. That's some sidechain right there. Fuck. And then what you're going to do is you right-click on that play marker, and you hit warp from here straight, and that's just going to tell you the BPM of the track. You can see that its guess is 111. Make a wish. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to type in 111 here, turn on the metronome, see if that's accurate. Cool. That's pretty nice. All right. I'm going to go ahead and loop the intro because that's, I'm assuming, what you guys want me to recreate. Fuck, man. I'm not very confident that I can recreate this. So we'll see how this goes. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to try to find the beginning of the phrase. Let's try that. I'm just going to do this. All right, I'll just loop that. Looks like it's a 6-bar phrase, real interesting. And then what I'm going to do is just cut this and just have the loop there. And I'm going to right-click and hit Convert Melody to New MIDI Track. And let me just go ahead and first crop this. So it's just that little snippet there. And then do Convert Melody. And hopefully live will spit out the melody for me. That would be great. All right. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm not even gonna bother with that. That's kind of useless. And yeah, let's do the polysynth. I think the polysynth might get kind of close, although I've never really used that before. But let's try it. Poly. Weird that there's 2 versions. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so out of tune. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm just gonna not bother with the actually getting the line down. I'm just gonna try to recreate the sound. So definitely want something that's a little bit darker. So I'm gonna start with the sine wave, and let's turn up the. You know what? I've actually fucked this synth. I'm just gonna do serum or wavetable. Let's try wavetable. Fuck it. Okay. Great. So I'm just going to do a sawtooth, and I'm filtering out the high end. Maybe there's another layer underneath that's down an octave, so I'm just going to turn on oscillator 2, turn it down. Let's make sure. Yeah, maybe a little bit lower in volume. Okay, and now we want that wobble in the pitch, right? So let's go ahead and turn on LFO1, and we're going to map that to the pitch. That's way too much, so I'm going to turn down the amount. Cool. Let's turn maybe on some unison. Nope, too much. Too much. It's too wide, all of that. So let's keep it mono. And let's add a fuck ton of reverb. Turn turn down the size to make it kind of feel like it's in a really contained space. And now we want that, yeah, let me go ahead and move my head. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to drag that. Let's do this. I hear Virtual Rad does this. He puts his head in that little info box. So I'm just going to scrunch my head right there. Okay. So here's what I got. I'm going to turn off this reverb here. Minimize this. Minimize the chat a little bit. So I have wavetable here. 2 oscillators, both sine waves. 1 pitch down an octave, low pass filter, LFO, reverb. Okay, now let's go ahead and add some distortion. I really like this tape audio effect rack that I downloaded off the internet. So let's compress the shit out of it. Turn off the drive, color, noise. Needs a lot more white noise in the sound, so let's see here. I'm actually gonna maybe change this to, yeah, it's just a lot dustier than I initially thought. So maybe let's turn on some, maybe overdrive to just drive the low end there. And maybe also put some midnight here. Probably needs a little bit more flutter. That's kind of it's kind of my shitty ass impression of this sound. Maybe turn down the decay time on the reverb. Shorter attack. I'm gonna go ahead and try the convert melody to new MIDI track there, just so we have something to work with. Because you're right, it's not quite there, but we'll get there. I'm going to go ahead and simplify this. Da-da. Why isn't this playing? That's a great question. Da-da. Da. Okay. This goes up a half step. Nice. Get rid of that. Okay. All right, we'll focus on that, and then I'll move this down. to go ahead and add just another sound that I have, this sort of low drone sound that I sampled a while back. Sounds like this. Is this all offset? Damn, how does he get that crazy ass reverb? I think I need to use a different one. Maybe I'll try the convolution reverb. Because it just sounds really far away. You know, another option actually might be the cabinet. That will usually create some space. Yeah. I like that. Oh, that's pretty close. Just turn up the dry wet on that reverb. Not bad. Up a little bit. Yeah, now I just need ODT. Break your right. I think I need more low end on mine. Let's turn on the sub. All right. I think that's probably as far as I'm gonna get in a short period of time. It's not quite exactly the same. But you know, it's not super far off either. Maybe if I put like a little bit of bit crushing on. Oh. Maybe a little bit of amp. Yeah, maybe let's skip the mids. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Not that much. I don't know, my sound's pretty cool. That's not bad. honestly, I kind of like my version better. That's just because I'm an asshole. Maybe it's not better. Let's maybe put it down an octave. All right. I'll settle on that. You know, it's always whenever you're recreating sounds, it's always that like last, I don't know, 10%, 10%, 15%. That just takes hours, and it's honestly like not worth the pain. I think the task of recreating sounds is a really great exercise, but it's sort of like tasting a dish and then being able to pick out exactly what ingredients made up the dish. I mean, it's just really fucking hard. You might as well just create your own spin on it and just let it be a source of, inspiration for your own sound. So this is like a pretty dope sound. I'm just gonna call this Lorne Ripoff and put it in my instruments folder. Bass. Oops. Bass. Here we go. Cool. Awesome. Let's try a different sound. So let's call this shit recreation. And so people are saying a lot of Max Cooper. Yeah, the thing is with my impression of Max Cooper is that he just has a fuck ton of different sounds constantly happening in his songs, so I don't really know what the specific sound would be. Let's see what else we got here. Points, critiques by Horatio Vagione. Rival consoles, recovery. So we need a little bit of consensus here, guys. Some Joji. No. Do the Nicholas Jar. Okay. Virtual Riot. Porter Robinson, Maddion, Fleetwood Mac. Luca Lush. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Did you know I'm Bean? The new hit song by Joji. Alright, fuck it. People keep saying Joji. I'm trying to get with the young people. I'm trying to stay relevant in this YouTube game. So, really Joji is my only hope for relevancy. So let's see what we got here. He has a new song. It's called Breathe. Let's see what that sounds like.
You found the best of me inside your feelings. The worst of me was waiting for that evening. It's just me these days, I can't say I'm great. I can't stop seeing your face on all these ceilings. You saved me for the last time, I'm alright. I'll find somebody else to watch me die.
So I guess, what is the sound here that I'm supposed to recreate? The chords?
Somebody I can push away and reel back in, like the bait that I am. So let me know when we're gonna find the time. So let me know when I get a little bit wise. If you hate me, count to four. So hate me till
it's not super interesting to me. Maybe there's a new sound on the drop there. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a wide pad sound, not super like crazy unique or anything. People keep saying Fajak. Let's see what we got here. Don't leave me with Fajak. Porter Robinson, Fresh Static. Oh my god, I'm getting so many fucking suggestions here. Okay, people keep saying Frank Ocean, Pyramids. So let's try that. Pyramids. Is it that sound? That sound? I honestly don't know how to recreate that sound. You know how you like it, Shami remix. How do you make the bass? Let's try that. Shami. Maybe I'm being too picky. I'm honestly just gonna close my eyes, and the next message that I see, I'm just gonna fucking recreate it, and we'll do the best we can here. So I'm opening my eyes. Here we go. I see Tipper Cubic Squeal. Holy fuck. Let's see how that works. Tipper's sound design is ridiculous. Cubic Squeal. Alright. Holy fuck. Wow. This song's sick. This song is insane. I'm just gonna listen to this because this is great. Okay. Shit. Let's figure it out. Cool, so I'm just gonna download that. New window. Tipper is fucking amazing, dude. I really should listen to him more because his sound design is so just insane, and he has a really great balance between some really hard, aggressive sounds while also being like really pretty. So he's definitely up there, one of probably the most talented producers in the last decade or two. Also, he scratches. His scratching is crazy. I don't know if you've ever seen Tipper live, but he does like live turntablism, which is pretty interesting. Anyways, let's scrap these. And let's get Tipper in there. Alright. So I just want to recreate that little hit there. See if I can even make that happen. How do you even fucking do that? Well, it seems like it's a combination of two things. It's a combination of a kick and this bass sound here, right? So let me first find the kick. And I'm not even, well, should I even recreate the kick? I don't know, guys. What do you think? Nah. I'm just gonna use the kick I've already made. I'm more interested in the bass sound after. Fuck it, this kick is not the same at all. I'm just gonna use this kick, even though it's not the same. Maybe that. Alright, let's do the bass. So I'm going to use operator, and I'm just going to use sine waves. So I'm going to place this in parallel, and I'm going to use sine waves. So I'm going to set this sine wave to 1, create another sine wave, and set this to 2. Actually, let's do 3. Actually, let's do 5. And let's do 7 here on the next one. And you might be asking, okay, why am I doing that? I don't really know. I mean, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use sine waves to sort of mimic a square wave. A square wave uses only odd harmonics. So for example, if I set oscillator D to a square wave, you can see that every other harmonic is maxed out. So only odd harmonics are present in a square wave. What I'm trying to do is sort of mimic that using sine waves. That's sort of what I'm doing here. Yeah, sure, let's try overdrive. I don't think that's quite it. Because I think there is a fair amount of OTT and erosion and stuff. So let's just try doing the M wave shaper here. Turn the dry wood up, automatic, gain control. Boom, boom. Maybe I don't need all that. Maybe I could just get away with a simple sine wave. Maybe some erosion. Okay. Well, let's just put the note there. Yeah, it does sound like a neuro bass, right? That's sort of why I was trying to go for this neuro-y sound. Something like that. Let's try messing with it a little bit. Something like that. Something like that. Let's try that. Let's actually go ahead and compress the shit out of this. So, put a glue compressor on there. Soft clip. Let's hear this. Let's put maybe another OTT on there. Shit. Maybe also put some dimension expander on this sound. Hyper dimension. Turn down the size. Maybe also put just a sub layer. This is kind of getting more complicated than I think it needed to be, but whatever. Fuck. Put some black noise on it. Fuck. That's metal. It's sort of close. I think it needs some more funkiness. Yeah, it needs more limiting. That's closer. That's not too far away. I think I need a different kick though. Let's try this fuck kick. That's a little too much. It's not that far away. Let's try this kick. Maybe it's closer. Damn, this is like brighter for some reason. I don't know how he gets that. Maybe it's just more saturation? Whoa. That's a cool sound. Once again, I kind of like what mine's doing a little bit better, even though my kick is definitely not as impactful. I like that little extra grit that the overdrive created. Let's maybe shorten my kick a little bit. Nah, needs to be big. Maybe tune it up or down. Yeah. Yeah, I'll work with that. I think that's about as close as I'm going to get. But let's maybe put the fart part of it earlier. It's not too far off. Cool. I'm happy with that. Sweet. Cool. So I'll just call this Dusty Fart. Cool. Not bad. Instruments. Hey, thank you, Troll Joel. Appreciate that. Sick. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. All right, there was some other really interesting sounds in this track. Maybe we can just take a look at that since I have like 15 minutes. How the fuck am I even supposed to make that? So should I do this sound or should I do a different song, guys? What do you think? Oh yeah, that's a great question. How do you save instruments? So what I did was I had all these effects, right? And I want to put them all together so I can easily recall them. So what you do is you just hit Command A to highlight all your devices, right? And then hit Command or Control G to group them into what's called an instrument rack. And then you can just click and drag your instrument rack to your instruments folder. And there it is. So I highly recommend getting into the habit of saving whatever sounds you create because, in case you might have not noticed, sound design is kind of a bitch. It's a very time-consuming process, and having to do that every single time, it just weighs on you. So save yourself the trouble and save your best sounds. Just makes making music so much more fun. Cool. Yeah, Medicine No on SoundCloud. Let's try that. Is it not on? Oh yeah, there it is. How does this work? Maybe Medicine No. Somehow Spotify has this file. Well, fuck it. I'm just gonna Trampa Runner's Bass, please. This guy donated $7 for me, so you know what? I'll do my best. I'm just gonna do some sort of crazy spectral, like monster. And then just sine wave, sawtooth wave, and then I'm just gonna do FM from B. Is that kind of getting there? Let me just play it again. Not really. I mean, it's sort of like that. Maybe a comb filter? Let's find out. Maybe a little bit of hyperdimension. Maybe put some distortion on there. Maybe do a downsample. Let's try that. I mean, that's basically how I would do it. I mean, I would just like, let's hear it one more time. Yeah. I would just, so basically I'm just doing some sort of crazy wavetable. Maybe it's that. And then adding a sub underneath. And then making sure that we're doing oscillator FM from B. We're using a sawtooth here. And then maybe just running it through some distortion like I'm doing downsampling here. And then of course, OTT. The thing is, the combs, I think, maybe just makes it too far away sounding. Probably the reverb will have the same effect. I mean, that's kind of cool. Just adds a little bit of extra fun to it. Maybe you put a phaser on it or something. Turn the rate all the way down so it doesn't move. That's basically what I would do it. And I would just like basically resample yourself, changing all these different parameters, and then chopping that up into audio. So I would, basically like, how much time do we have left? We have 5 minutes. So I would just like create a clip on this track, call it Trampa, and then just like hold down a note for the duration, and then create another track, just arm this resampling track. You can mute everything else, and then just record yourself messing with these different parameters. So I'll just do that. Put it up in octaves. And then after you've just done that for a long time, you just start chopping it up. Put some, a stupid ass dubstep kick there, something like that. Stupid ass dubstep snare, something like that. Fuck. And then just like basically chop up what you get, right? So kick on the 1, snare on the 3. You loop that. It's a little too slow. And then change the BPM to like what, 140? Compressor, sidechain, drums. And then just take warping off. I don't know, dude. Basically, just resample yourself, messing with all these different parameters, start chopping it up, maybe put some parts of it up an octave, and then down an octave, warp it differently, add different effects. But basically, just most dubstep producers prefer to work in audio just because it's just a lot easier to chop up and mess with and visualize. So, there you go. Hope that helped. Yeah. Cool. Sweet. So I'm going to dip because I have another lesson. But thank you all so much for watching. Patrons, I will see you tomorrow. Mr. Trollman, thank you for donating. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys got something out of the song recreation exercise. If you'd like, I can post some of the instrument racks that I've created here in the Discord, so you guys can snag them. But yeah, have a good one, guys. Peace.